Hi, and welcome to my channel. So when it comes to UK visas, jobs, and immigration and visa sponsorship, this is not a good time to take any chances or to compromise on well-being, laws, rules, and policies. I'm saying this because the UK government is on a mission to fish out not only those companies that are not respecting the rules, but they are also out to punish those candidates that are actually working or engaging with those companies that are not respecting the rules. And so in today's video, I'm going to be telling you the massive changes that the government has announced and implemented about what they are going to be doing about this. So if you haven't joined this family, by the way, hit the subscribe button below and make sure that you also hit that notification bell and button, because you want to be the first person that is notified every single day when I drop a new video on here. I relocated to the UK myself 13 years ago, and I started as a carer in a nursing home. I then studied nursing. I graduated with a first class degree in adult nursing. I went on, to do a master's in mentorship in nursing. And after that, I've also done a master's in advanced clinical practice, and I'm a qualified, advanced clinical practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing job in the profession. Why am I talking about this? Because I have gone through these immigration processes in the last 13 years before now getting my UK passport. And I can tell you that it takes time, it takes effort, but it's worth it in the end. Don't be tempted to use shortcuts, because it's going to catch up with you at some point. And when it does, look, it's going to get messy. So, do share this video, by the way, with your friends, loved ones, colleagues. I'm going to be talking about these changes that they've implemented, and what they are doing about it, and how this is already affecting thousands, if not millions of people that are in this country. Because going forward, if you're out of the UK, listen to what I'm saying. Focus and only apply for jobs with those legit companies. Don't be tempted to pay money to get shortcuts to come to the UK without a job. If you're already in the UK, let me say, you know how you got to this country. If you didn't get here in a way that is clean and legit, and you're working and you're employed and you're satisfied, look for a job. Start applying today if you've not been applying. Because it's not for me, look, it's not just about being in this country, existing in this country. You've got to be comfortable. You need to be, you need to be better off here than you were back home. Otherwise, I'm sorry, what's the point? Personally, I wouldn't be in the UK if I wasn't better off. No, I would pack my bags and go. I know some people are gonna say, "Hey, Melvis, it's easy to say that, da 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 da," but no, it's a choice to succeed in this country. It is not luck. It is a choice, which means you need to put in the effort. So that's what I'm talking about, all of this. And by the way, if you need support with any of these processes and you're like, Melvis, as you're talking about this, I need support with getting visa sponsorship jobs that are legit from legit employers. NHS jobs, I love the NHS. I'm open about it. If you're coming to the UK, focus on getting a job with the NHS. If you're in the UK now, try to get a job with the NHS. I cannot emphasize enough. And so if you need guidance with any of these processes, check the comment section below. You're going to see my contact details there. That's my WhatsApp number as well as my email address. Obviously, after watching this video, then you can contact me at your earliest convenience. I have a private career coaching program where I offer one-to-one guidance. It's not for everybody, it's only for people that are like me, interested in excellence, personal and professional development. You're willing and ready to put in the work, because success doesn't come by chance in the UK. In other countries, I know that many of us come from places where you use money to get what you want. In the UK, it's very difficult. You need to put in your own effort, So that's what I'm saying. But anyway, long story short, check the comment section below. If you need to contact me, my details are there. But you can also check the description box below or the about section of this channel if you want to see more information about my coaching program. What are the options? What does it entail? Is it right for you? Is it not? Are you part of the top 1%? Are you not? But where are you watching this video from? Drop that in the comment section below, because I would love to know, in which country are you? Are you already in the UK? Are you still out of this country? Like I say, I would love to know. So what is the first and the biggest change that I've implemented? This is something now that has been for a few months, because the previous government kind of started with this, and they said any company that is recruiting overseas workers, carers especially, because most people are coming as carers, that company needs to be registered with the CQC. Let me tell you a trick. If a company is registered with the CQC, it doesn't mean they're legit. It doesn't mean they're legit. So drop a comment in the comment section below and say CQC registration. because you need to get familiar with these processes. You need to understand what they mean. And I empathize with those of you that are still out of the UK. Somebody like me, I live and breathe these opportunities, so I know a lot about the CQC, about jobs, about knowing a legit company, which one is not legit, checking the right website, and all of these. But there are people that genuinely don't know, And by the way, are you able to identify a legit UK job when you see one? Drop a link in the comment section, and say I can or I can't, and I'll be able to just give you a few more tips, which I'm going to do now, by the way. So, registering with the CQC doesn't mean you're legit, because anybody can register with the CQC. It doesn't mean that you've got a contract. It doesn't mean that you even intend to apply for contracts. It means nothing. CQC registration just means that the CQC is aware of you, and they can come, to obviously, like, because they're regulating you, which means they can come to check, are you compliant? But if you've got no contract, you're just going to say, I've got no contract. But the top thing I'm going to say is these new companies that are coming up now, 99.9% of these companies don't have any contract. Even if they have one contract, it is not even enough for one person to do a full-time job. Look, I deal with these healthcare contracts. I deal with a lot of this. It is difficult to get a proper contract, I tell you. Many of these companies don't even know where to apply for a contract. Say this with all due respect, because I'm always on the side of the people that are applying for jobs. You know what I mean? Because, that's where I belong. That's where my passion is supporting job seekers, obviously in the UK, or people that want to relocate to the UK to get the best jobs. That's why you see that I would always look for anything that is going to favor people that are looking for jobs. Interview preparation, what are the companies, what do they need, and all of that. And so as a candidate, it is your duty, your responsibility to make sure that you're doing that research. The first thing is, if anybody says to you, can you pay £15,000 so that I get your COS, and you're not going to apply for a job, that's not legit. You already know it's not legit, isn't it? Because I have people who come to me and they're like, Melvis, I've got all this money. I've got £20,000, saved up. It's already ready. I want to just pay you and you find a COS for me so that I don't need to go apply for jobs and do interviews because it's challenging. And I say to you, no, I'm not able to support you, because there is no legit company that is going to do that. There's no company. But let me say this to you. When you come through UK through those paths, you're still going to have to apply for jobs. And I know you and I are going to meet at some point, because I have people that 2 years ago I said to them, don't follow this path. Apply for jobs. They were like, Melvis, no, I need to get to the UK in a day. Now you're in the UK, there's no job. You're stranded. People are depressed. People are dying. People are like, it's, I don't even know what to say. You don't want to be in that position. If you're still back home, listen to what I'm saying. I will never get tired to say this, because I know that there are many people that rely on this information to make informed choices. Applying for jobs in the UK takes time. It's not easy. I know that. I'm saying it. Even if you're in my coaching program, I keep saying it. Be persistent. Make sure that when you put in the first application, the second application is better than the first. The third is better than the second. The fourth is better than the third. That's how you get a job. There's no other way out. If I sit here and say to you, there's a magic wand, so I'm going to be like, boop, and you're going to get a COS today, I don't deal with that. I'm the opposite of all of that, because I'm somebody that when it comes to healthcare, I want people efficient. I want people who know what they're doing. And if you've not gone through the interview process, there's no legit employer that will give you a job. Why should they? So you need to be very careful. The government is fishing these people out. In fact, since July of this year, guess what's happened? They have raided and checked 3,188 companies. Guess how many of these companies were not compliant and how many arrests were made? 2,199 companies were not compliant. That's what I'm saying. 2,199 companies, that's a lot. These are individual companies that are licensed to recruit overseas workers that have their CQC registration, but they are not following the rules. And it's good to say, well, the government should be doing their checks before giving a COS to these companies. The government should be doing this. But when you're stuck at the end of that equation as a candidate, it is the people that are coming to the UK with visa sponsorship that are going to suffer. It is you and I that will suffer. It's not the company. And that is why it's for you as a candidate to make sure that you're doing your research. I keep saying this. It is hard, it is tough, but it has to be done. There's no other way out. If I knew an easier way out, I would tell you, but there isn't any. You need to apply. And that's why you see that the NHS is so amazing. That's why the NHS is exempted from loads of taxes and all those healthcare surcharge, low visa fees. You can bring dependents. That's why. Because there is no way to get a job with the NHS if you've not applied legally and gone through the legal process. Till now, I get people offering me a lot of money saying, Melvi, just take this money and just let me have a COS with the NHS. And say to them, no, keep your money because it's not possible. If you want to join my coaching program, you can pay, join, but guess what? You will have to apply for the job because you need to pass the interview. I cannot do the interview for you. It's not possible. It's that difficult path, but that's a path to success. That's a path to progress. And that's why when I sit here, I say, my services, my videos, my information, everything I do is not for the masses. It's not for everybody. Look, when you try to help everybody, you end up helping nobody. I keep saying this. It's for those people who want to put in the work, who are willing to do the work. Many people are not willing. I know that, but that's fine. It's a choice. Because when you put in the work, you're the one that will benefit. If I had come to the UK 13 years ago and I said, oh, I'm just going to sit around, you know what I mean? Because when you look at yourself, in a few years' time and you're successful, people are going to say, Melvis, wow, you've done very well. But when I say to those people, this is what I did and this is what you should do, they're like, Melvis, that's quite a lot. Can I just pay you to do this? I'm like, no. Because it's a journey that you have to go through. There are processes of growth that you need to go through personally. To get a job, for example, with the NHS, you've got to be interviewed. I can't do an interview on your behalf. I can guide you with what do they need? What are they looking for? Interview preparation, what sort of questions do they ask? How should you respond? How do you tailor your personal experiences and qualifications to that? That's what I can do for you. I cannot show up on your behalf. So it's not about money. I know that there are people who genuinely would like to have money so you can help them. But let me tell you, most people that I deal with, it's not about money. They've got the money, but it's just the work ethic that they lack. Because many of us come from places where it's about using money to get what you want. It's very difficult. You can't do that to get to the UK. But once you're here, everything goes back to the fact that you need to get a legit job, you've got to apply yourself. You need to show up, and that's why I'm saying, if you're watching this, what's your situation at the moment? Leave that in the comment section below. During our live session, we go through all of these details, the employers, the jobs, what do they need and all of that. There are certain things that are difficult to do here on YouTube, but all I can do is give you the tips, give you the heads up. That's what my YouTube channel is there for, is to give you a heads up so that you know what's going on and you can adjust accordingly. Take the time instead of like zapping online and chatting on Facebook and looking at gossip pages and going through who has done what where and celebrities and all of that. Invest in your personal and professional development, and that's why you're the one that will benefit from that tomorrow. When you wake up and you look at yourself, your kids, if your parents, what legacy are you leaving behind? The government is on a mission to crack down on these companies. So again, it's not about CQC registration because they are all registered to the CQC. Longevity also matters. Like I said, the new companies now, when you go to company's house, you can see when did this company register. If it's a company that registered 2 months ago, they're telling you that they have got contracts for you. I can tell you they haven't got any because few companies in the UK have 95% of contracts. That's how it works. It's a sector that is difficult to break through. The few companies that have a few contracts will have domiciliary care. That's what it is. And domiciliary care, you're going to work, if you're lucky, you're going to work from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night, and you're going to be paid for 2 hours if you're lucky. So you need to be wise. You need to be smart. You cannot come to this country to be mediocre. So again, that's what the government has said. They are cracking down. Once a company is cut out, your visa is going to be cancelled. And everybody will receive a deportation notice or a notice that says you need to get another visa ASAP within 60 days. And I tell you, it's a challenge. It is a challenge. Many of you haven't been in this position, and I know when you watch a YouTube video like this, you're like, huh, Melvis, there she goes again yapping about. But I'm saying this because it is difficult when you find yourself in that position, which many people are as we speak. So again, what are your personal circumstances? If you're having your kids, for example, or your partner, try to do the right thing. It's difficult to do the right thing, but it saves you a lot of stress and heartache later on. Some people would argue that it's about being in the UK, whether you're working or not. I would say that it's not worth being in the UK if you're going to be unemployed. If you've got no relatives, where are you going to live? Nobody's going to say to you, oh, you're full of empathy, just come live here rent free. Nobody will say that. Even if you have a friend that will accommodate you, day one, it's all exciting. Day two, they're going to be like, hey, you've overstayed your welcome in this house. By day three, you say good morning. They're not even going to respond. By day four, you find yourself homeless. It's not because people are horrible. This is even the good people. It's because you need to take responsibility for yourself. And I know videos like this, people get so fed up. People are just angry. No, instead of being angry, get the message. Get the message, because at the end, you're the one that's going to suffer. You're the one that's going to suffer, let me tell you. Because people are like, hey, those employers should be going to jail. This employer should do this. But yes, your visa is still going to be cancelled. That's the point. So you need to focus on yourself. Do the right thing. The government is on a mission. I keep saying it. So what is your situation at the moment? Which UK jobs are you applying for? Have you had any feedback? Again, if you need to contact me, check the comment section below. You're going to see my WhatsApp number. There's my free newsletter as well. It's free to join, and I send those job opportunities directly to your inbox. Check out this other opportunity here that I've shared about fantastic jobs in the UK, how to apply, and just like get trained to work and study. There's no excuses. So check this out here.